So it's going to be really important for us as we go through the mathematical investigation that we keep track of everything we're doing and that we save it in a safe place. So in this video, I'm just going to talk you through how I think we'll keep records. So you should have received an email like this from me, and it's a link to a folder. Now, the folder can only be accessed by the student and me, so it's only accessible by you and me. It's not going to be seen by anyone else in the class, just in case you're worried about other people seeing your documents or being able to edit or delete them. You're the only one who will be able to access it. Okay, so if you've got the email handy, open it up and it's going to bring you to OneDrive. Okay, so as you can see, there are 4 documents in here already. So the first one is my CBA proposal. So you've sent me your proposal so far, and I've just saved it into the folder for you. The other thing there is the proposal feedback. So I've gone through the proposals and I've written a piece of feedback if I think it needs it on the proposal. So I didn't want to edit your original document. I created a new document with just a few notes from me. So you'll be able to see those in the folder. The next thing you can see there is my CBA first draft. So if you were to open that, you can see it's completely blank. Okay, so I have put nothing in there because this is completely your own work. The reason why I've called it first draft is that you will be working on it as you go along, and it might just happen that after a week of working on it, you might change how you want to do things. Obviously not delete it, but just change things. You might have a second draft. Every time we create a report, even in real life, we kind of go through different drafts and specs and stuff like that, just to make sure that we're working towards something good. And it could happen that your first draft is fantastic, it doesn't need to be changed, or it might turn out that you do 10 drafts just because you want to make sure it's perfect and you aren't sure at the start what to do. For the first couple of classes, you might not put anything in here because you're going to be doing the research, you're going to be doing the calculations, and it's likely that you're going to do those maybe in your copy. So if you're doing it in your copy, what you can do is take a picture and upload the pictures to the folder. That way you're going to keep a record of everything in the folder. There's other things you can save in here as well. So if you wanted to, you could say, for example, I do a Google search on the area of a circle. Okay, I'm just using this as an example. Okay, and I find maybe this page here. It should open. So this page here. Okay, say I want to keep this page for my records. What I could do is I could print to PDF. Okay, it's gonna ask me to save that somewhere. So for example, I could save it onto my own desktop. Okay, I'm just gonna call it circle. Okay, and what I could do then is upload that into my OneDrive folder. So anything you use, it's a really good idea to save it in here. If you wanted to, you could create subfolders. So say I wanted to have a folder, I'm just going to keep my research. I can put a research folder there. If I want, I can have a folder for pictures of my work. Of course, you don't need to have these folders, but if you're like me and you like to have things organized, you can put it in there. So I can upload and organize it whatever way I want. Okay, so I've gone through the feedback. Your proposal is there. I've explained that the first draft is currently empty, but you can start filling that up in your own time as appropriate. And then the last thing is the log. So you're going to be doing quite a lot of different things on different days, and it could happen that you could very easily forget what you're doing day to day. So I've created this log that you're going to fill in. So you'll put in your name. So Miss Fox, you can put in your problem there. So the problem that I've described in my proposal. I'll type that in there, my strategy. Now, you can have this as detailed or as simple as you want. The reason why I put it there is to just keep in mind as you go along that you're not going to stray too far from the strategy. So, if we think back to the trial run we did, the whole idea was that you would design a garden and get the prizes for it. And the majority of people did that and did that really well. But there were people who spent like 3 days trying to find one piece of furniture for a garden. Is that part of the strategy, or is that going to be useful for you? Probably not. So sometimes it's good to kind of follow an idea, especially if there's good maths involved. But the reason why I want you to put in what your strategy is to motivate you to keep on task and to keep working on the problem. So if you have a look down here, okay, so I want to zoom out on this, but you can mess around with this yourself. So you have in Wednesday's class, in this class so what you did in this class I looked up formula. What else did I do? Maybe I looked up formula, looked up the currency exchange rate. Whatever work I'm doing, I'm going to write it in there. So be specific. Don't write down, I did research. Okay, what did you research? What did you learn? The next thing is like, you're going to set up what you need to do tomorrow. So in the next class, so maybe I need to draw a sketch of a diagram. Maybe I need to find out what the angle is in a triangle. Maybe I need to look up patterns, okay? This is an assessment. And if you were doing a test, you would revise. You would look back over your book. You would look back over your copies. The CBA is no different. If you need to go back over something, spend the time doing that, okay? So it's not necessarily just about the project, it's about the maths, okay? The maths is the most important thing. So in the next class, maybe I need to revise something. Maybe I need to learn something. How are you going to learn it? The next box, it's hard to see there, but this one says things I need to think about, okay? So other things I need to think about. You might not ever need to fill this one in, okay? Maybe as you're going through the problem, you realize that there is something that you haven't taken into consideration, or things that you kind of go, okay, it's not part of the problem, but if I have time, I might look into this. You might just keep a record of it here. So you always have to fill in the green boxes at the end of each class. You might want to fill in the yellow box. And then again, questions I have for Miss Fox. So just to kind of help me out so I can see how you're getting on and I know what I have to do. If there's something you want help with, you just type it into that box at the end of each class. And what I'll do is I'll just write a note over here and hopefully that will help. So this is how you can keep track of what you're doing. I can keep track of what you're doing, and I can try and, I suppose, help you as much as you need. Okay, so we'll do an entry on that every day in class, and the more detail you can put here, the better. Not because it's going to be worth something. You're not going to put this into your CBA, into your report, but you are going to be relying on yourself and have your own goals involved. So you need to make sure that you're kind of helping yourself as you go along. Okay, I know I've kind of muttered a bit there, but hopefully that all makes sense. So just to go back down to the main folder, you can have subfolders if you want to keep things organized. It's up to you, or you can keep everything saved in the main folder. You need to keep on top of your log every day. You're going to you can see your feedback in here and your original proposal, and then as you go along you might want to do a draft of your CBA. Okay, I reckon for the first day or two you're probably just going to be researching and doing some kind of work on paper and stuff like that, but maybe by Friday you'll start putting things together in your report. Okay, I hope this helps.